All right, so next up we're going to look for broken links as the next use case. So this can oftentimes happen where a page gets removed and it's being linked to from other pages on the site, and you just want to find out if that's the case. So besides just looking for 404, you got to go a little bit further into seeing, what is the relationship between pages and how they link to one another. Now you can use other tools to find broken links as well too. There's one called what's it called? Infinity, I think, for Mac to check on if you use Mac. And there's also obviously like with SEMrush, Ahrefs, and Moz, those will have broken link reports as well too. But I mean, it's pretty easy to do with Screaming Frog because essentially what you're going to be doing is looking at the URLs. So you can either find the URLs on the site through the address column, or you can go into the URL column. It's the same thing. And what we're specifically looking for are 404s. All right, there are cases where a link isn't really passing any equity because it's a 302, or it could be a 500 or another type of server response, but we're primarily looking for 404s. And another thing that I'll do is just do a quick spot check of the page. So for example, let's say we take a broken link and just hit Control C to copy it, and then I'll want to hop over to a browser and I want to just check to see if that page really is problematic, and it looks like yes, it is a error page, so it is truly a 404. Okay, so then the next thing that I want to see is so this is a 404 page, but it's not necessarily a broken link unless other pages link to it. So that's where I'm going to go to the bottom part under in links, and I'm going to just drag this up, and then this is where it's going to give me the information that there actually are a lot of pages throughout the site, as you can see here in the from column, that do link to that particular page. So all these links are broken links. Now some of these could be worthwhile to dive into because some of these pages look like they're fancy parameters from the faceted navigation on the left hand side. So as you interact with this and swap out products, etc., there's this creates a filter. Gold does as well too. And there's a lot of different variations for this, as you can see in this long list of parameters after the question mark here at the end of the URL. Wow, it gets pretty messy pretty quick, but they're all broken links. Okay, the other thing you can do is just check to see if there's a follow attribute. So do they pass any equity at all? And if there's anything else in terms of an indication that it's truly a good link, like having alt text, etc. These are probably all pretty legit pages, even these really messy ones like this. But I'll just do quick spot checks to make sure, and yeah, they look like they're all pretty legit pages. Now, another thing you may want to do is copy the URL itself and put it through the test of a redirect check. So there are, for example, these plugins. One that I like to use is the Ayima. It's a redirect path. So if you type in a URL, it'll tell you the whole path of the redirect. So this is basically 1-to-1. So it loads 200. Now, the reason I check this is because this is telling me that this page links to this page, right? But what if it actually doesn't link to it directly? So maybe it links to another page, which then links to another page, which then links to that page, right? So that's a bit more of like something called like a daisy chain, or kind of a looped redirect or a chained redirect, where they indirectly connect to one another. That could be a bit different to solve than this. These all appear to be 1-to-1. Basically, this page has this link in it. Okay, so what you could do is, let's say we take this URL. Let me go back to the page. So here's the page that's broken. I'm going to go into source code. I actually like to do this more with inspector, and then just kind of Control F with an inspector, and then I'm just going to paste in the path, because maybe they use relative references versus absolutes, and just see where that is on the page. So it doesn't look like they have any direct references, so it could actually be in one of the drop-down parameters that it's not pulling up. But that would be the next step, is to start looking at the page to see where exactly is that broken link. Okay, there are some tools again that will look at this directly and highlight that on the within the tools, like SEMrush, so you can see a cache of the page where the broken link is. But you could also look through source code and see if you can spot where that link reference is. Okay, let me just type in rose though. I'm kind of curious to see. Here it is. I think this is it. The glitter, maybe glitter. I think it's something to do with the formatting, the way that the this is it's not cheetah print, it's the glitter women's glow. Now it could also be that these pages are dynamic and this page is being generated through filters where when the crawl took place it found the the link, but on a live view it may be it may be dynamic in some aspect, which means that the product itself is not showing up in this view. So we'd have to probably spot check a couple other pages to see if we can spot it. So it may be one of those environments where you know, every time you visit the site you get a different layout and just so happen to go when the product wasn't there. But check that out. That could be a way to triage to see where exactly the problem is. On static pages you should be fine. You should be able to find the link right away in source code. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.